Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. In tonight's nightcap, I do quite a lot of work on the Sentinel steam wagon brake cylinders. I show quite a bit of that. I do an aluminium machining job in the lathe, which doesn't really go according to plan, but I do want to sort of pull myself out the shite and get it done in the end. In last week's nightcap, I showed a little bit that Hawker vertical steam engine I bought to restore. I put a little clip of that in. I've actually managed to do enough to get it running, and there's going to be a lot of video on the Patreon channel for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then they'll slowly come back down onto the YouTube channel. So if you want a good preview, you'll have to go into the Patreon channel and have a look at them. These are the control rods, or the link rods that work the brakes. The idea is when you press the brake, steam goes into there, blows a little drain valve shut, and pushes that piston out like that, which in turn pulls those 2 rods, which simply pulls the brake on. That's exactly how they work. Now somebody has drilled and tapped these into there, and unfortunately they're not straight, they're pissed. So I come to try and put it together. It's too wide at this end. All these faces are rough cast. What I'm going to have to do is machine these flat somehow, drill those holes out bigger to give them more clearance on there, drill the threads out of there, exactly the same, more clearance. Then I can just put double nuts on either side of here, and it'll line itself up before it's tightened up. I'm going to make new rods out of 16mm stainless, because this is hidden underneath the wagon and corrosion could be a problem. So that's that idea, to machine all this up first. The holes aren't in the middle, unfortunately, but it'll not matter. It will line itself up to a certain degree. There's also an aluminium cowl that goes over here. That's caught in a blanket of, well, it'll not be asbestos, it'll be fiberglass to try and keep some heat into the steam brake cylinder. As usual, one of your problems with steam is condensation. That's why it's got the little valve in there that allows the steam and water to bleed through to keep the cylinder constantly hot. So the first thing is to try and set these up in the mill and try and get a face. I'll probably put them in that way and try and get a square face on there, get them all machined up nice and flat and true, and then basically go from there. Right, that's probably the best face I've got to work from. Put a parallel in there, and that's sort of floating about reasonably level. So all I can do is machine that face there flat, just put a flat on where my finger is there, put a flat on there, then turn it over and mill the other side flat, and then we can do these faces at the same time. Then drill these holes out. Unfortunately the holes are being drilled off centre, to try and pull them across a little bit. It'll not matter. I'm going to make it so it's slack enough so when I tightened up it all lines up. I think what they're trying to do is make it too tight a tolerance, and it just doesn't work. And when they made these, they had basically half round files, and you know, it was all hydraulic machinery, wasn't it? There was no SNNCs or fancy machines like this, and they turned out a really good job using just basically hand tools. This is nice, soft rounds, it machines very well. always turn the machine off, don't go poking your hands on there when it's running, because you're only going to get stuck in that cut other once. Right, so now we can feel that it's sitting on that flat bit quite nicely. So if we take the vise up at that, that's going to be the best chance we've got for getting this face flat and everything else is machined off that face. Quite a bit difference in the end. So you need a flat face on here for the nut to lie on to hold the rod in nice and square. Right, I've deragged that now. That'll sit nice and flat on the bottom. We've got a reference point. I want to mill that end flat. Doesn't matter what height it is, as long as it's flat. Just a nice face for the nut to sit on. Right, that's near enough full area for the nut to sit on. This is a 17mm cutter and I want 17mm holes in here. I don't know what size they've been drilled to, but it wants to come across this way a little bit to be in the centre. This just had to do a chance of working things with that far away. Exactly the same from the other end's actually worse, the hole's further off centre. I'll have to do something with that as well. That's absolutely, it is what it is, isn't it? But at least now the holes will be parallel to that face and everything sort of reasonably square for a fighting chance of going together and working. Right, I've got them spot face and I've got the holes drilled out to 17mm. Now I'm going to try and sort this lot out here. Just takes my fat face just to make the slot straight, that's all. It's a real mess, that's what it is. Got it packed up from the base of my vise. I'll tighten things up so nothing can move. And the slot's going to be in the centre, at least somewhere near the centre. Right, I'm going to make a dummy assembly, and what I need to do is machine a couple of little flats on there just to clear the rod, one there and one at the other side, but it's certainly within the realms of possibility now we're working the same place, and that's what you need in it. Plenty of clearance like that, so when you take the nuts up it will all line itself up. So I'll mark where I want the flats, machine the flats on there, and then sort of start to take shape a little bit. Use a normal method of marking this sort of thing out, eyeball method, which will get us very near indeed. If anybody uses these Sharpie pens, but that, I don't know, I'm buying them at a shop as well, they're online, but that crap, they don't seem to last 5 minutes. I have to try and find a better marker pen. Again, that's conventional milling. If I'll put a cut on, we'll do it that way. Now it's jerky because it's pulling the like that. That's why you're doing conventional mill on a small milling machine. Bastard thing. There, that's a decent out. Look at the fucking scabby bastard. Decent outtake, I suppose. Anyway, we're doing conventional mill. We're doing fucking clay mill if I can help it. So we'll start again. Right, it's kind of jury rigged now, but that's basically how it works. And I've got all that clearance, all that tolerance on there, so once I get that into a nice sweep run position, I can tighten everything up and it'll be good to go. I'll also drill through there and I'll pin all 4 nuts just so nothing can come apart, because it is a brake system. Once it's pinned up, that's the end of it. But that's looking not too bad now. I think the next thing is to make the 16mm stainless rods, probably screw cut the threads on the end, and I've got the cladding to do. I've already done the other one, so I know exactly what I'm in store for. It wasn't very nice, but we will get there. Before I do another thing, I've got to sort this out. It's not good. Clean the lathe up and then start again. I can't work in shit like this. Wouldn't mean saying that I have been. A little bit better. Doesn't take much to keep on top of things. Right, so tomorrow's screw cutting day and a reasonably clean and tidy lathe.